Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and jump into the video. So I already filmed a video earlier today and I have a lot of glitter left on my face, so just ignore it. And if you hear my dog making weird noises, as always, she is down at my feet. So we're going to be going in with my favorite foundation. So this is going to be my everyday look. This is something I do mostly for work or when I'm trying to get ready really quickly. This is what I've been doing and really been loving. So I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution foundation stick. I actually have multiple favorite foundations. This is one of them. I ran out of the other one I'm going to use that I was going to use for this video, which is the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation. You guys already know I love that foundation. So we're going to be using this one today, Makeup Revolution foundation stick in the color F4. It's still a little too light for me, but we're going to be using it anyway. So I'm just putting it down my face, and my face is extremely red and weird right now because I just filmed a video. I also have a bunch of glitter on my face. Literally just filmed a very glittery video. So if you're wondering why, I promise I cleanse myself. I just suck at doing it. So I'm going to go in with my favorite Morphe sponge and just start blending it out. So this is one of my favorite foundations. I really love this foundation. No joke, when I wear it, I get compliments all the time about my skin. Wow, your skin is so perfect. And I'm like, no. It's the foundation I'm wearing. So I really love wearing this. I really do love the way it looks on my skin. I'm just having trouble finding a color that matches me very well, but I'm just really bad at shade swatching and matching myself, honestly.
Messed up, misunderstood, and just because it works don't mean that it should, 'cause the truth is.
Alright, so now that it's all blended out, I'm going to be going in with the Makeup Revolution Super Size Conceal and Define Concealer. This is, of course, one of my favorites. It is a little darker, I believe, than the foundation, but I'm just putting it under my eyes pretty heavily, honestly. Pretty heavily. I'm putting on the chin, down the nose, and on the forehead. And I'm also going to be taking a little bit just up here on the temples where I didn't get too much foundation at. And of course on the eyelids. This concealer is truly one of the best concealers though, honestly. It's so nice and full coverage and super cheap. So now that I have that blended out, I like to take a little bit, and there's a lot on this, but I like to take it just on the cheeks. Just a little bit, just because the concealer is more full coverage than the foundation. They're both amazing products. Just the way I use them, I like to get the full coverage across the face. So I just like to take it on my face and just blend it out so we have those full coverage areas, because after my makeup sets throughout the day, if I don't do this, it'll be way more full coverage under the eyes, and that won't look good. So this is why I do this. So now I'm going to be going in with the Kat Von D Lock It Translucent Powder, just dumping that into the cap. And I'm going to be taking the back of my sponge, and I'm going to be placing this under my eyes, on my forehead and chin. And I'm making sure just to pat the sponge across the eyelids again. And then of course just grabbing a brush and setting my eyes. Alright, now that we have that set, I'm just taking my highlighter brush. I cleaned it off on my hands and just wiping it off. And then I like to go into the sponge and just pat the product really into the eyes. Alright, and I don't do powders pretty often, but I like to use these powders if my foundation is too white for my face. So this is the Pure Cosmetics 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Makeup, and it has SPF 15 in it. I have the color Porcelain, so my little thing falls out, but I still really like this powder. So I'm going to be using the Morphe E31 brush, and I'm picking it up, but I'm not picking it up too crazy. Not very heavily, just very lightly, and placing this over the face. I'm going a little bit under the eyes, but not drastically under the eyes, just because we like the eyes a little bit brighter. So I just put this on my face just to give a little bit wash of color, not too crazy, nothing that you can drastically see, but it just makes me feel better about myself. So this is what I use. I like to take it on the sides and top of the nose, again, not heavily. Powders do not look good on my nose at all. And then I start blending it down the neck, making sure it's all even. Alright, so now we're going to go into blush. This is not a blush, but you guys have seen me use this many times. This is from Vintage by Jessica Lebeskind. And it is the Illuminating Face Highlighter in the color Rose Gold. So it looks like this. And so I like to just take a brush, any blush brush will do. This is the Sophie Glam blush brush. And I go into it and I use it just as a blush. It just gives a little color to my face, but it also gives a glow as well. And I just really love using this, especially for everyday makeup looks. If I'm doing something bold, maybe not, but with everyday makeup looks, it's so good. It's also really good as a blush topper or underneath a blush. So right now I'm going to be using it by itself. Just giving some color to the face. And when I'm doing my makeup looks for like work or anything like that, I don't do anything too drastic. So I try to keep everything very natural looking. Not that this is natural, but you know. We're going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Bronzer. And this is in the color Golden Days. Looks like this. I love this bronzer so much, and I've only been using it for a few weeks now. I like to use a lot of other bronzers as well, but this is one of my favorites because it's so natural and beautiful for light skin. Now if I do use a darker foundation, it doesn't really show up. But since this is a lighter one, it looks amazing. So I'm going to be going in with the Morphe M530 brush. I'm picking it up, and you can pick up so much product and it's not going to be like cakey or dramatic. It's very light and you can just build it up to the consistency that you are wanting. So I like to use this on my face, and I love this brush for this kind of technique because it gives you a contoured look, but it also blends it out without looking too crazy contoured. So basically putting this on my cheeks, across the chin, and on the forehead as well. So after doing that, I like to take my sponge and pat on the forehead just to really blend it through. And I kind of like to not like cross a line, but kind of sharpen it up a little bit right here and diffuse the bottom part. That's because I'm really bad at keeping bronzer just where I want it. I bring it down further than I'd like. So I kind of like to wipe it away, but not really wipe it away. So after doing all of that, I like to set my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I love the setting spray. I love a lot of other ones, and I use a lot of other ones, but this one's definitely my favorite for getting the cakiness away, and it really just locks everything in. And not to mention, the mister on it is so fucking good. Alright, so this is pretty much my go-to highlighting palette. This is the Sleek Makeup Solstice highlighting palette. It looks like this. Honestly, I use a lot of other ones as well, but this one's just my go-to, and I use all the colors, or I'll just use each of them individually. I love it. So today we're just going to go into the rose gold looking one, and of course, we're just putting this on the face. And I take it down the nose as well. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with the Brow Gal brow pencil, and I'm going to be taking my Sigma Brow Duo, and this is in the color medium, and I'm going to go into the lighter shade right here. I do use the darker shade a little bit sometimes as well, but obviously the light shade is more my color. So I'm just going to spoolie out my brows, and then I'm going to try to do my brows on camera. It's really, really hard, so bear with me. So with my brows, I don't do anything too crazy with it, truly. I just outline my brows and fill them in. I really don't have a technique or anything. Normally my brows are a little bit more better because they're plucked, but they haven't been plucked in a little bit. So yeah, that's all I basically do. Alright, so now I just like to go into the Bushy Brow by Lime Crime. This is a little brow gel product. I really love this, and it really helps out my brows a lot. It's also very nice on its own. So like if you're going for like a natural and you don't want like day and you don't want to do your brows, this is a really great product. Alright, so now we're going to go into eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using the new Nude Huda Beauty palette. Looks like this. This palette is absolutely stunning. I have been loving it so much. Alright, so if you guys haven't checked out my review on this, go check it out because it's up on my channel. So honestly, I use a lot of other palettes for like looks that I'm doing, but basically like ever since I've gotten this, I've been using it every single day because it's so freaking bomb and I love the colors in it for what I'm going for. But you can use like a different palette. You don't have to use this one. You can go for different like nude colors as well. So now I'm going to go into the Morphe M441 blending brush. And I'm going to be taking the color Tickle, which is this pink color right here. So honestly, I go into a lot of these colors. I go into Tickle, I go into this one, and I go into this one as well. Truly like, whoops, truly like, you can use any color in here and it's going to be freaking bomb. Like, I love them. So we're going into the color Tickle. This is the only color we're going to be using on the eyes. So I'm just tapping it off, and I like to start blending on the outer part, and I start taking it into my crease, and then I start laying it on my lid. Basically, that is all I do. I don't do anything too crazy. I just really like to make sure it's very diffused and blended. It doesn't have to be very dark and pigmented. I just like to make sure the colors are shown up and blended out because we're just going for a very natural and soft, easy look. And I forgot that I actually go into the color Play a lot, which is this color right here. So I go into Play a lot, and I like to just take it on like the other side of the brush a little bit and just kind of diffuse the top out for an extra blend. You don't have to do that, but it's super easy, super pretty color. So I just use that to diffuse it out a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, of course.
The truth is, I think we're better off. Me, myself, and I, at least give it a try.
So then I just go into the same brush, same color, and I just take a little bit of it and blend it under my eyes.
With someone else.
So a lot of times when I do a look like this with a different palette, I take a darker color and line my lash line at the top. Since we don't have dark colors in this palette and I don't really want to use purple, honestly, I don't do that, and I've just been really just not doing it. So I really like it with or without it, but if you are someone who feels like you need eyeliner but don't want to go too crazy, definitely just take a flat brush and just smudge it against your lash line, and it really helps out. Okay, so my camera just shut off. I don't know like what part like shut off, but I just went in with the Morphe liquid lipstick in the color Sweet. I also popped this highlighter in the inner corner and brow bone, and I put the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara on the eyes because like I'm not refilming this shit, so this is going up. Alright, so yeah, this is the completed look. This is literally no joke. I have mastered this look so quickly. So it literally takes me less than 30 minutes every day to get ready in the mornings. I get ready so quickly because I've mastered this. Now, you know, honestly, like if you're someone who takes a lot of time on your makeup, maybe it'll take a little longer, but for me, it takes me like 25 minutes. No joke. I'm so quick with it in the mornings, especially if I don't do eyeshadow, it's even quicker. So honestly, I do the same steps. Sometimes I don't use eyeshadow, sometimes I do. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give my video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.
I see who you are tonight. I see who you